everyone, this is Karen Cornell, your Creative Memories Advisor. And last week I was asked if I would do a video on the Cricut because I had mentioned that I use the Cricut machine to do titles and some journaling, but mostly titles and quick die cuts for my scrapbooking pages. And I love that we're building this community. It's working, y'all. It's working. So I got that suggestion from several of you, so thank you for suggesting it. And I want to preface this video with a big disclaimer that I am not a Cricut expert. I am not. There are people on YouTube that are way more talented in Cricut that use it every day, and Google them and YouTube them. But I am a very basic Cricut user, and it works beautifully for my needs in scrapbooking. And I think I like to find value in whatever I put on this channel. And I think this video will be of value to you because it'll be short and sweet and teach you how to use your Cricut for those of you that do not use it every day, which I do not. So I do get frustrated with the Cricut app because it changes a lot and then they update it, and then I feel like I have to relearn it every time I go to use it. Because I do use it in spurts. I'll use it when I go to a retreat, I'll use it a ton, and then I won't use it for a while, and then I go back and I do it again. So it's frustrating, but some of the updates they've done recently are really good, so I like those. But let me switch and show you my Cricut. So we have this, and what machine you have is going to be right up here. So if you click on this, I'm using the Explorer, the Air 2. I have the 2. And this is at the beach, I use my friend's Joy. So all of them are listed here, and you just have to select it, whatever machine you're using. When I'm at home, I do connect with the cord, and just because it's easier for me and I like that. And if a Bluetooth we did at the beach, and it was fine, but it caused us a little bit of trouble, but we figured it out. So the fun thing about this is if you want to start a new project, you're going to click New, and you're going to go to Text, because we're just doing titles, and it'll show up with this it's a Cricut songs, and it's going to say Text, and we're going to do Summer because it's summertime. And the fun thing I love about this is you can go up here and you can change whatever color. We're going to do green. And then over here we can change the font. And the thing that I love that they did is you can filter it down by any of these, and it shows you your word in the font that's over here. So it takes a minute, but you just have to have patience. So there's 1,122 fonts. So it's really fun to go through and just kind of scroll through, and it'll slowly change them all to your word. So let's see if we wait a minute, if it starts to change it. Isn't that cool? So you can actually see what you want to print and cut. So let's go up here, because I saw there was a marker font that was kind of fun right here. So we'll do marker. And I thought this was fun. Okay. So this is the font. Now, see how it says 4.16 inches by 0.82 inches? So it's the length and the height. So, or the width and the height. So, because it's not width. Anyway, I try not to do anything smaller than an inch because it gets really small and hard to cut it and get it off the mat and into your layout without kind of tearing it all up. So I will take my ruler, my handy dandy CM blue ruler, or any of the rulers that we have, the clear ones, look on my layout and figure out what the space I need. So let's say I need something that's like 5.5 inches lengthwise, and then I can go up to 3 inches or 4 inches. So I have plenty of room. So I can make this bigger. So let's say I do it, I said 5.5. I was making up weird words. So we'll do it at 5.44, and I am just going to print. So I will, oh my goodness, I'm getting so excited. Okay, so this, you can just play with this, how big or small you need it. You can also make the size smaller so you can see it all on your page. This is actually your mat that you're cutting on. So most of you are going to have like a 12 by 12 mat. So you don't want to have a title that goes bigger, because it's going to tell you need another mat. So, or to shrink, it's not going to fit. So we're going to go back down to this size. And then I'm going to click make it. So I can make it bigger so you can see it. And you can move this around so you can see where it is. You can also move this around where you want it on your, where you want it to be cut. So I'm going to click make. I never save my projects. You can save them, but I'm just doing titles. I don't need to save them. So then it's showing me that I'm cutting green paper. So I'm going to have green paper in here. I'm going to click continue. And it's going to connect to my machine that I've already connected the cord. So I'm going to wait for it to connect. See, there's my Air 2. And I have, I'll show you in a minute, the dial. I set it at custom so that I can pick my base papers, my base material, and you have tons to choose from. You can choose from any of these cardstocks. You can choose from fabric, felt, foam, anything iron-on, that's for, and then leather, and then paper. I mainly do my titles out of cardstock, so I just do cardstock. I have bookmarked the ones that I use the most, so I am going to do 80. And then I always set my pressure as more, because I just have better luck with it, if I'm being honest. I get frustrated if you find out that it's not cutting cleanly and you are on the higher pressure, you've set your material correctly, it probably means you need to replace the blade in your Cricut. And I try to keep several on hand for that, because it never fails. Your Cricut blade will die on you when you're ready to cut a whole bunch of stuff out. So let me switch my camera so that you can see my Cricut now. So see how it has it flashing? I have my mat in here, and it's under the little pieces over here, so it won't move. And I'm going to click that, and it's going to insert it into the machine. And then I'm going to press the C for Cricut, and it's going to get to work, and it's going to go ahead and make this title for us. Every time I do a title on the Cricut and my girls walk in, they're always like, it's so satisfying. They love that. But titles are fun if you want to use different fonts, different papers. I do use ChatGPT sometimes for title names. If I'm in like a funk and I can't come up with something. Here, then you press this button and it'll release it. My suggestion to you is to turn it over like this and pull the mat from the paper, and then it causes your paper not to wrinkle as much. So then you're going to get your title right here, and then you can use your scraper to pull off your title. And then you just click done, and you can do the next one. So let me go back to my camera, and you click done, and then you can come up with another one. But let me show you. Let's go back to new project, canvas, cancel. Okay, so I want to show you something else that's really fun, and it's called offset. So let's say I wanted to do a title, or here's another thing. Let me show you this real quick. I'm not going to cut it, but I want to show you. Let's say I have a title that I want it to go this way. So summer, let's say summer, and we'll just say is summer fun, okay? But I want it all the same size. I will do it all the way across, but let's say I want it to fit I don't have 9 inches. So what I will do is I will do this, and let's say I really only have like 4 inches or 3 inches. So I will go up here and I will go to line space, and I will decrease the line space, and it will make it smaller until I get to that 3 inches, and then I can fit it in the space. I could even go smaller. You could even, some fonts have the letters really spaced apart. You can make them smaller and closer together with the letter spacing, or you can make them spread out and separate letters. So it's really fun to play around with that as well. Now let me show you something really fun. So I'm gonna put this in closer. Because sometimes if I have a title that's lots of letters, I like to do it on an offset because it's easier for me to put on my page because I have a background. So I'm going to change the letters to an orange, like a light orange. And then I'm going to put my letters are going to be yellow. Sorry, let me go back to that. My letters are going to be yellow. And now I want to have a background to it, an offset. So I am going to go to offset right here. And I'm going to make sure the whole thing is connected. And then they have, let me make this smaller so you can see it. So there, and then we're going to go to offset. And then you can see that I have an offset. You have to make sure you click apply or it will not stay. And every time you click apply, it's going to stay. Now you can have it small offset, and then you still have this little spot in here. This will be all separated. But I want it bigger so it's all one thing. So I keep going until I get it big enough that it's going to be like one full background. See, I've got one full background. And then I can change it if I want it this way, where it has some points, or the rounded. I think because of this font, the rounded would look better. So I'm going to click apply. And this is just something you can play with back and forth and figure out. See if I can go a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. There we go. And then you click apply. And then see how your offset is in black? I'm going to change that to orange. And that is going to print like that, to cut like that. So I'm going to go to make. And on my paper, it's going to have 2 of these cut out. You see how it's 2 of them? I have already put my paper, my cardstock on my mat. I have 2 of them on, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But I love when I can change the colors because it keeps me sane, because I know that this is my offset and the yellow is my letters, and that's how I want it to look. So I'm going to click continue, and it's going to show my Cricut Air. And then I'm going to switch to my table. And then you will see that I have both pieces of paper on here already. Yes, there's a black piece of cardstock right there. Sorry. Sometimes these get stuck. Okay, and so it's tucked under those little feet. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to click that it's medium cardstock and the pressure is more. Then this is flashing. Go ahead and click that. And then I'm going to click the C. And it's going to cut it out. And this is the offset, the background. I said, when I told you I am very, very basic, I'm very, very basic. So that is done. So it is going, so I'm going to switch my camera back because I want to show you something. So it is done. So I'm going to unload it. So I just click the button to unload, and then it says to go to this one. So I'm going to click this one, but I have this one. I'm going to edit it because I want to move this down because I have this set at 6 inches. I have the cardstock at the 6-inch spot. So I'm going to put it right around 6 inches so that I don't have to, I can just put all the cardstock on my mat at one time. And it just works so much better. And then you're going to load it. And then we'll switch the camera. And you see how this is still up here in the one spot, but this is going to be down at 6 inches. You'll see it in just a second. The Cricut's going to go up there. So I clicked the C button to go ahead and start the cut. And see how it's going to go all the way down to the 6 inches to go ahead and cut that. Which is super nice because then you can just get your mat ready one time. I love that. But this is great for when you do have a title that has multiple words of putting it onto your page to make a nice layout. And to get those letters all aligned nicely. It just is easier for me. But I hope this layout, you'll see that it's done. And you'll see that I've got my top part, and then I've got, let me flip this over, and then I've got my words down below, and I'm going to take these off and put it in here, and it's going to be a super cute title. So that is the Cricut. I hope that this little tutorial helps you. It's very simple, very streamlined. I don't do fancy Cricut. I just do easy, quick Cricut. So if that's the type of Cricut you're doing, I hope these tips helped you. And keep giving me ideas of how I can help you because I love it. And I hope you have a fabulous day. Remember, 52 Project Recipes layout will come out Wednesday at noon. Keep doing it. We're getting lots done. Happy scrapping.